Hey guys, this is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery, and I wanted to go over an article that I found from ProBlogger that was an interesting article. I thought it was a good read, and it's just something that I kind of wanted to break down to answer some questions based on, link building strategies post Panda 4.1. I get that question a lot from students in Semantic Mastery, like what type of link should be built, what should we worry about, that sort of thing. And I found a great article on ProBlogger, and I'd like to share that and just kind of give a breakdown and add my opinion as to what we do at Semantic Mastery and proper link building techniques post Panda 4.1. So now I got this article pulled up here, and I went ahead and just made a screenshot of it and put notes in it because I think there's some things that need to be added, as well as some other things that are based on what we do at Semantic Mastery. I don't totally agree with, but overall is a really, really good article. And again, it's on ProBlogger. It's called 5 Crucial Link Building Strategies After Panda 4.1. And I also put a link to this article in the description of this video or underneath the video once it's on the blog, and also a link to these notes. So you can go view these notes if you'd like. And so we're just going to kind of run through this. I want to make this somewhat short, but I think that it's definitely important enough to talk about. So, Panda 4.1 has basically gone after thin content or low quality content. And there's overlap now between what is a Panda penalty and what is a Penguin penalty. It used to be where Penguin was more of an off-site algorithm. So in other words, it could cause you could suffer from a Penguin penalty if you had a bad incoming link profile, so an inbound link profile. And Panda was more on page, and it's still that way, but there's some overlap now where you can actually trigger a Panda penalty from off-page factors, okay? And that's part of what this is talking about a little bit. So what's interesting is that this author here talks about, from his experience, there have been 5 crucial link building techniques that have stood the test of time and continue to prove high quality traffic to my blog without being penalized by Google algorithm updates. And some of these, again, I totally agree with. Some of them I don't totally agree with, but I'm not going to take this away from him at all. He did a great job with this article. So I commend this author on this article and give him full credit for that. But you can read this article by clicking on the link in the description below. And so I'm not going to sit here and read this to you, but what I do want to point out is anything that's in green box, I totally agree with. Anything that's in a red box, I don't agree with. And also I've highlighted some stuff in yellow. If there's yellow, then it's, I have some things to add to that. Okay, so that's the color code for this. So he talks about eliminating aggregated content websites. This is part of what the 4.1 and Google Panda algorithm was about. And this right here, where he talks about eliminating aggregated content websites which distribute content published on other websites or duplicated content. That's part of what Panda 4 is about, right? It's about eliminating duplicate content websites or websites that were created with scraped content, republished content from other areas. And, you can still get away with that to a point, though. But what's interesting about this statement is if you are building links from within duplicated content, that can impact your rankings in the SERPs. Okay, so building links from content that's duplicate content, so content that's spun poorly or it's not unique enough, that can actually trigger a Panda penalty. And I totally agree with that. And so that's why I highlighted that in green. Diversity and everything is good. I totally agree with that statement. And these are some, what's interesting though, is he says that that he's narrowed down 3 to 4 methods which have proven to be very effective. And I agree with some and not with others. Guest posting. I think guest posting can be very effective. It depends on where you're guest posting the article from. You want to look for obviously relative blogs, relative magazines that you can post to, something that is themed around whatever your theme is of your website that you're building the link back to. But one thing I want to point out is it's not necessarily just about the SEO value of that link. Obviously, that's a big part of it, but there's the traffic potential, which I think is equally as important. And as an SEO, myself, I personally generally always look for the SEO value in things. But I can tell you that part of Google's algorithm now is traffic, okay, and engagement. And by having a link on a related blog from a relevant article that people are going to follow back to your site is going to provide traffic to the site, which is absolutely a positive ranking signal or positive ranking factor. So it's not necessarily just about the SEO value of the link. It's about traffic too, which provides SEO value in and of itself. Okay. So that's what I wanted to add to that. So even if it's a lower quality guest posting blog, as long as it's not like a content farm or a link farm, you know, where it's clearly there for links only, if it's got traffic, and that's really, how do you differentiate between the two? Well, a low quality blog isn't going to really have the traffic to support to bring traffic back to your site from the link anyways. So it's really invaluable. It's not valuable is what I should say. Okay. But if it does have a lot of traffic, then that's a valuable link, not only just from this standpoint of SEO, but also from a the traffic potential. Article directories. He talks about using article directories. I totally disagree. I don't know. He talks about using publishing only the really high quality article directories. So I don't know of any high quality article directories. I could be wrong, but I personally just don't do article directories. If I do article directories, it's at tier 2 or tier 3. So second or third tier links, boosting the links that I've built on tier 1. Okay. So I don't use article directories to link back directly to my money site. I don't find any of them to be of high enough value. Okay. In fact, I think most of them are spam signals. High quality content. I totally agree with high quality content, but what I don't agree with is this statement here, where he says, when I first started writing content, I didn't pay any attention to link building and instead wanted to publish the best pieces of content available on the web. I figured if I publish the best content, Google will automatically rank my page higher because it was in depth and provided the ultimate solution to my readers. You know what? I was right. Okay. I totally agree with posting high quality content to your blog, not on, on your blog. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. However, you've got to get that content in front of people. Okay. So posting high quality content on other people's sites. Absolutely. Posting high quality content that on your own site and then syndicating that out to as many places on the web as you possibly can via social media, Web 2.0s, anything that you can do a press release about your new content, anything that you can do with that high quality content to scatter it and spread it across the web. I totally agree with that. But having good quality content and just publishing it on your blog is not enough, because Google's not going to go find your content and rank you for that. You've got to get that content out across the web, which is going to entice people to click on it and to share it and to like it and to +1 it and to tweet it and to retweet it, that sort of thing. Okay. And that's going to produce natural social signals, which will help you to rank. Okay. But just having good quality content is certainly not enough. So when he talks about high quality content creates user engagement because he gets more social shares than my competitors, I totally agree with that. But unless you got traffic already coming to your site, you need to get that content out in front of people, okay, which is going to require more than just publishing the content. Next, having written content, which is about 2,000 words, provided more leverage, allowing me to diversify my keyword portfolio. I totally agree with this. Thin content, we just talked about that a minute ago. I have found that content, sites that have more content than sites with less content rank better. They just tend to rank better. All things being equal, a content-rich site will outrank a content-thin site. Okay, so I totally agree with that. Forums. He talks about getting links from forums. Once again, he talks about the SEO value of a link, a do follow link, and also being able to generate an enormous amount of traffic. I agree with that too. I'm not, like I said, again, with forums, I'm not even so interested in the SEO value, because you can find some lower SEO value forums, but they still have targeted traffic around whatever your topic may be. And the traffic to me is every bit as important as the SEO link. In fact, it can be even more important. So, I don't necessarily only post on, put comments in forums. I don't only comment in forums that have high SEO value. If there's target there, if there's an active community, active discussion, and I can squeeze a link in there to get people to click back through to my site, then I'm absolutely going to leave a link there, even if it's not the highest quality site. Relevance is important. Totally agree. Don't be placing your links or building links from anything unless it's completely relevant. Gone are the days that you could just slap up articles on unrelated blogs and still get link value out of them. You may still get some link value out of it, but it's just a matter of time before it gets you in trouble. So I totally agree with that. Anchor and related keywords. Google has adopted a new strategy where head and or anchor text is no longer holds as much value as before. Totally agree with that statement. Totally agree with that statement. Now, what I don't totally agree with is where he says that people have been changing the way they search for information. They use long tail keywords and are becoming more specific. Well, I agree with that to a point, except that the way that people still search when they're typing is different than the way they search now when they speak their search query. And with mobile devices, a lot of people search by just speaking in their query, and also even from desktops now. You can't see it because I'm going to pull that up, but from desktops in google.com, you have that little microphone icon. Oops, you can see it right there, as a matter of fact. And if you click on that, then you can speak your search query in. And most people don't speak their search queries the way that they would type them in. So natural speech processing, natural language processing is part of their algorithm now, thanks to Hummingbird, and it's getting better. Okay, it's part of the semantic web engine. Okay, so I don't necessarily agree with just long tail stuff. In fact, I would consider natural language patterns more important than even long tail keywords. Okay. As far as this is where he talks about, so what can we do? What can we do to find these keywords? And he says, he uses this as an example using Google Suggest. Okay, building a website, he puts in there and says great related keywords. And yes, I totally agree. Those are great related keywords. Again, I put building a website in here just to show that absolutely these are good keywords to use, or good keyword phrases to use in the content, some of these. Okay, but I would also suggest that you scroll down to the bottom of the screen and you look at the searches related to building a website and use these keyword phrases as well. Okay, try, the ones that make sense, obviously. And another tool that is really good to use for keyword searches is going to be google.com/trends. Okay, that's going to be another one where you can type in your seed keyword. So this one would be building a website. Then you scroll down here, and I've got it on worldwide right now as my targeted area. But if I wanted to look just in the US or whatever, I could change which geographic areas I'm targeting. But then here's some additional terms in here, both the top search terms and also rising terms. And I like using rising terms because you get out ahead of a trend. Sometimes, depending on the keyword phrase, you'll be noted. If you find it in rising, there hasn't been a lot of search volume for it, but it's picked up recently, so you can capitalize on that increased interest in that search query. Okay, so I think this is another great tool for that. So again, I just wanted to add to that. And then lastly, I think, yeah, he talks about don't follow competitors, it can hurt you. I agree with that to a point, but obviously if you can find your competitor's link profile, and you can also get, if they have some, for example, some really high value links on some sites that you can also get a link, then I think it's necessary. You absolutely should get a link from that site. You can meet and exceed what your competitors are doing. But yeah, obviously you want to do some of your own stuff too. Don't just want to mimic them. Focus on high authority websites and high PR. Agreed. Focus on websites with higher than normal domain and page authority. Agreed. Focus on websites which are relevant to your blog and or website. Absolutely agreed. Only build links from the best article directories. I don't build links from article directories, not tier 1 links anyways. Only build links from the best forums. I disagree, because if it's a targeted forum with high traffic, then I'd still build a link back. As long as it's not a spam forum, I would definitely build a link back from even a lower valued forum, as long as there's traffic. Okay. Also, I want to mention, what about blog comments and media links? Blog comments coming from posts are completely relevant about your topic, and if you leave an intelligent comment underneath, you can get really high value links back, plus traffic potential. And you don't need to put keywords as your name. I would just use your name or your business name, preferably your name as the author of the comment. And so you're not looking at anchor text there, but what you are looking for is a link back that has potential traffic and it's still a valuable link. Plus, having your name will also lower your anchor text ratio. Okay. So blog comments, I think, are valuable, and you can get on some really, really high value pages that have a ton of social engagement. And that is very, very important. Okay. Media links, press releases. Okay. You get good press release links that are syndicated. I'm not talking about spam press releases, but if you can work an angle to work something about a mention of your business into some sort of news story that you can publish, and you can get creative to make that happen, then media links are great, especially if they get picked up where you do, you send them out through distribution channels and you get a lot of media links. Those are absolutely important for traffic and for SEO. And I don't care what people say, PRs are not dead. Video links from YouTube and Vimeo, those are absolutely valuable links. And audio links, what about SoundCloud? How about iTunes? Those are really, really high value links. And you could do podcasts, you could do videos and strip the audio and then upload them as podcasts, and you get links back to your content that way. If you're talking about a specific post or a topic, link to the post. Now you're getting internal links too. All right. And lastly, this bears a thick green line because I was totally in agreement with this part of it. And he talks about using PBNs, that he's experimented with private blog networks, and that he's had good experiences. Well, yeah. And anybody that says that private blog networks are dead is wrong. They're wrong. They're flat out wrong. If you're using private blog networks the right way, you can still rank very, very well with them. But there's a lot of things to take into account when using private blog networks now. You have to be so much more careful, and you can very, very easily get penalized if you're not careful enough. So what I agree with here is the fact that PBNs are not dead. They are still a very viable source of links and SEO power, but you have to be careful. So anyways, that's my take on this. Again, fantastic article. Here's the author here. Again, I don't want to butcher his name by trying to say it, but I am Bradley Benner with semanticmastery.com. And for more information and SEO training like this, you could come check out our training service, our training system on semanticmastery.com. And I'll do a quick screenshot of that. Here's our website. We're actually working on a new version. So semanticmastery.com/new, or you can go to just semanticmastery.com and check us out. We do bi-weekly webinars, training about SEO, local SEO, video SEO, social media syndication, automation, website silo architecture, broadcasting, you name it, we talk about it. And we do bi-weekly webinars. We have full training courses and case studies inside the members area. And I think you'd like it. So semanticmastery.com/new. Once again, I'm Bradley Benner, and we'll see you on the next one.